Today I'm gonna tell you about 20 or so best games coming out in early 2024. We know some of the release dates and some of the dates we don't, but all these games should be released in Q1 or Q2 of 2024. And before we start, please don't forget to like, sub and comment if you enjoyed this video or if you have any questions. It helps algorithm a lot. So let's get started. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is one of the most anticipated games in general for this generation, and it's developed by Ninja Theory. And if you don't know Ninja Theory, they developed a Heavenly Sword that was one of the flagship games, exclusive games for PS3, and in general Ninja Theory is pretty good at making games, original games. They have pretty good creative director, and they made obviously first Hellblade, and they're making second one, and they also did a remaster of a remade, not remaster of the DMC. But we don't know much about this game other than it looks amazing. First Hellblade game was, well, it was like a passion project, I guess, for them. And I played like a couple of hours and it was like puzzle game basically. But this one seems to be more action oriented. But we don't know much about this game other than it's coming out in Q2 or in 2024 if it's not delayed again. Nightingale. So I've been following this game ever since it was announced, and it seems like they are trying to refine and bring something new to survival games, survival genre. As we know right now, basically every single game is loot, craft, upgrades and repeat, but Nightingale will be trying to do something new, and they have first-person mode and third-person mode and base building and crafting and new worlds and generated worlds, and you are generating worlds with these crafting cards, and you have to kill these monsters to create these cards, and with this free card combination a game will generate new worlds. So it seems like a very interesting game, and they're doing a lot of beta and alpha testing right now, and it will be released in early access in February 22, and I'm looking forward to it. Star Wars Outlaws. This was pretty surprising announcement by Ubisoft a couple of months ago, and this game seems to be first open world Star Wars game. And actually you can travel between different worlds because you have a ship, and all these worlds will be highly detailed, as you can see, because game looks really good. It looks a very current gen, and it will be RPG game, and you have a companion, you have transportation systems, you have a ship, you are doing a lot of missions, looks like, in open world. So I mean, I'm gonna be playing for sure, and it comes out in March of next year. Helldivers II. This game looks pretty cool, if you ask me, because it's third-person co-op extraction shooter on different planets. Like, how many other games can do that, right? Honestly, looks like there's a Helldivers 1, which is like top-down game with really bad graphics, at least from what I've seen, but people say it's pretty good game, but I don't really want to try it. But Helldivers 2 looks really good. Motion, animations, shooting mechanics, and what the idea is of the game, I really like, because I like extraction games, looter shooter extraction games. If they are made well, I like them, and this looks to be kinda that, so looking forward to it. Now let's talk about this AAA game, which was delayed several times, and it's finally coming out on February 2. I'm talking about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Then this game was first announced, graphics looked amazing, right? Everyone was like, wow, this is gonna be a great game, but they delayed it once, twice, I think third time, and so on and on. And graphics right now looks kind of okay. I mean, I guess this is the current generation graphics at this point, but in general I don't know what to think about this game. They released a couple of gameplay clips and walkthroughs or something like that, and I don't know, it kind of looks boring for me. If you are kind of DC fan, I think you're gonna enjoy, and if you will be playing with your friends, I think they are supporting 4 people co-op, so that might be a little bit of fun. in general, I think this game gonna be AAA, just action-oriented game with your friends. But Arkham Knights or Arkham something which were released a couple of months ago was total trash, and I think they are taking notes and they're gonna release well-balanced game. But let's see. I mean, it's coming out on February 2nd. Black Myth Wukong. This game will be released on current generation consoles and PC, but it should be released in 2024. Now, again, if we're gonna check track record of this game, it might be delayed again. Who knows? And we know that developers are planning to make several games with this Black Myth. So it's gonna be second and third one, I guess. So I don't know what they are trying to do right now. Game looks really good at this point, and it's not like a Souls-like game. It's a variation in a genre, I would say. Also, it's not Assassin's Creed. It looks like to be a semi-open world game, but graphics are pretty good. Gameplay looks good. Obviously, they are not showing everything, but whatever they showed, it's interesting, and everyone is gonna try this game. So let's see if it's gonna be released in 2024. Maybe yes, maybe no, but game looks good. So Avowed or Avowed, I don't even know how to pronounce this game, still I don't know, but it's developed by Obsidian Entertainment, and if you played Outer Worlds and Grounded, you probably know those people. So this game looks like to be pretty interesting. I mean, trailer which were released a couple of years ago, it was cinematic, but it kind of promised a little bit more, and right now they released gameplay, in-game footage, and it looks, well, I don't know if Skyrim fan made a similar game, and I think a lot of people are gonna play this game because of that reason. It looks like something from that world, like a lot of Souls-like games. There's gonna be like Skyrim-like game, I feel like. So it's coming out in 2024. We don't know exactly when, but it should be coming out this year, next year. So looks good. I mean, it looks current gen, and it looks like Skyrim current gen, if you ask me. But we don't know much about it other than that. Phantom Blade Zero is developed by Asian developer, specifically a Chinese developer in Beijing, and they released pretty big gameplay present. Not pretty big, but it's kind of enough to see what the game is, and it looks pretty promising. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like Sekiro maybe a little bit, but it seems like the original gameplay, an original game with kind of cool story, I feel like, and cool characters. I kind of want to play this game, and actually they gonna be releasing demo in 2024. Looks like early, and it's gonna be 30-minute demo, so probably I'm gonna tell you more about it later on as well. But in general, if you can check gameplay which were released, and it looks really good. So since we are talking the samurai ninja style games, let's talk about Rise of the Ronin. Actually, this game I like more than Phantom Blade Zero, just because it looks more, you know, grounded and like Assassin's Creed 2, but in Asia, in colonial time. There's a British colonials, looks like Dutch and stuff like that, and it looks like happening in Japan, but it looks really good. They have not released any like gameplay trailers or something, just one trailer, and it features some gameplay moments in there, and it looks really good. So check it out. It's like 1 minute long, 1 minute 30 seconds long video, but it's pretty cool, and it should be released in 2024. Test Drive Ultimate Solar Crown. Now again, racing games, right? I mean, racing games. But Test Drive, back in the day, Test Drive 1 and Test Drive 2 was pretty cool, okay? But it was a long time ago. We're talking like 15 years ago. And even then they had some problems with how well game ran on specific hardware, because it was pretty demanding. And cars were like really hard to control, okay? But always Test Drive had something interesting, some specifically interesting look and feel to it. It was never like Need for Speed or Gran Turismo or then Forza or anything like that. It was something always specific, which only was in Test Drive games. I don't know what, but just a feeling, you know. So I don't know. Again, it looks like last gen game or barely this gen game right now, because they released a lot of gameplay with developers and other influencers and stuff like that. Game looks okay. It seems like they are still working on it, but it should be also released in Q1 next year. So let's see how it goes. Let's see what Test Drive is in 2024. Towers of Aghasba. I think that's Aghasba, I think. I might be wrong, but it's gonna be in the description. This game looks pretty interesting and heavily influenced by Valheim, I feel like. I don't know, don't ask me why, but I feel like it's because some of the moments in there are kind of reminiscent ideas of Valheim. Anyway, this game still looks like to be really cool and interesting take to crafting survival genre with story, okay? We don't know much again about this game, but they released like 2.5 minute long video, and it should be coming on PS5 too, I think, in Q2 of 2024. I like survival games in general, and if someone can come up with original ideas, something cool, and it should not be like, oh, in every survival game you will be like farming stones and trees and stuff like that. But in general, if they can create some new cool world, some new cool story idea behind it, I'll be playing it. Okay, I'll try it, no problem. So this game looks pretty interesting, and it's coming out, like I said, in Q2 of 2024. Soulframe. So soulframe looks like is developed by same people who made Warframe, and I never played Warframe. I know Warframe has a lot of fans. Game looks weird. First thing when I look at this game, first thing comes on my mind is this game looks weird, and I don't know why I should be playing this game, because it's like, I don't even know what's going on. The extraction shooter, third person, and that third person looks like weird, really weird camera, and graphics look like they are blurry or something like that. I don't know. But this game, then it was announced, I was like, okay, this looks really interesting. And a few months ago, they released like really a long gameplay trailer presentation, and it looks like it's very new and original idea. At least it feels like it, you know, visually for sure. And as a gameplay mechanics, it also looks like it should be original ideas in there. But they also released some like combat, and combat looks weak, and probably they're gonna work on it, but let's see how it goes, actually, you know. Let's see how it goes. I have some hopes about this game, and it will be released in 2024. Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 1 was a pretty cool game, and again, it was not really long, right? A lot of people played it, a lot of people enjoyed it, and some people just beat the game like in 1 hour or something, and even less. But the game was kind of repeatable. You could take a few different routes to survive this and that, and then they release some expansions, some DLCs, same story. You have to make this generator when winter comes because it's very cold, and in some cases you have wood, and in some cases you have some other like materials to use for heat, and this time looks like it's oil, but they are taking a very long time to make this game. And I know also that studio is making a lot of games, so maybe that's why, or maybe they're making something really good and cool and big. That we'll see, you know. Frostpunk 2 will be pretty interesting to play, because it's like one of the very few strategy games which will be coming out this year or next year, year after that, so let's see. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. So this game will be one of the first games released next year on January 15th, and from what I've heard from the people who played this game, their impressions were that this game is really good. And it's not actually, I was about to say 2D platformer, because the first Prince of Persia game was 2D platformer, and it was really good at that time, but it was a long time ago. It was like I don't know, 25 years ago. But anyway, this one is actually 2.5D platformer. Yeah, 2.5 because it's still 2D, it's not three-dimensional, but the characters are 3D, so that's why 2.5. But anyway, doesn't matter. Game looks very interesting. It will be released on all platforms, including Nintendo. But you won't be playing as Prince, but one of the Prince gang members. Story, I don't know what about story, but gameplay looks pretty interesting, and feedback was very good too. So let's see how it goes. 33 Immortals. Now, I'm mentioning this game just because it's been a long time since game was promoting itself by the feature, you know, like Far Cry. When Far Cry 2 came out, it was like, we have a fire, you know, we have realistic fire. You can start fire in this spot and it goes around, and now you have a big fire. It looks realistic, and we have night and day mode. So 33 Immortals, it seems to be doing that marketing strategy, because they have 33 people co-op. Now, it's not nothing special, because we have MMORPGs, right, with thousands of people, or even other games with more than 100 people playing together across the platforms, by the way. But this game, this looks like top-down, like, I don't know, raid game, or it's not even like I don't know. It looks interesting, but 33 people. Does anyone have 33 people to play with all together? Like, I don't actually. I barely have like 4 friends I can reliably play with, but 33 people. So the randoms, I don't know. Tell me your thoughts about this. Blue Protocol. For me, this game seems like, again, one of those anime or weebu wabu or whatever games. And in general, generally speaking, if you're gonna type on Google MMO games, like more than half of them will be anime looking. So I don't know what's going on with that in the first place. And second, a lot of people play this game actually in Asia, and a lot of people get banned from North America and Europe because they were playing this game with VPN. But for me, when I see this game, it looks like just again another MMO RPG with like anime look to it. And I'm not a big fan of anime. At least anime in a sense of animation. I like some animated films and TV series like Castlevania from Netflix and stuff like that, but not for me, that's for sure. Especially it's MMO, you should grind and look at it. I don't know, not for me, but I mean, up to you guys. Okay, that was it, my beautiful people. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, sub and comment, because algorithm needs to see that in order to promote my videos. So thanks again, and see you next time.